Hi there. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Wilma Tan, currently residing in the province of Oslob, Cebu, Philippines. I'm going to share with you my story regarding my spiritual conversion, and I hope it will inspire you. In the year 1992, I quit my job to become a full-time mom to my 3 young children because my husband worked abroad. But after 2 years, I felt bored. I cried without cause, and I felt sad without reason. At this point in time, God did an amazing thing to me, as if there was a still small voice telling me, "Why get bored? This is the time you have to look for me." I was surprised because God reminded me of my promise 12 years ago to seek for the truth. I quickly got the Bible I bought from my first salary, which I kept for 12 years. And my desire to know God was very, very great. I prayed to God. I said, "Lord, as I open this Bible randomly, please bring my eyes to the most important words that will inspire me to continue reading." My eyes were focused on the passages in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29 to 31. And it says, "Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven. And then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to another." I felt scared after reading this, but the more I became curious of knowing the Lord. So I randomly opened again the Bible, and God led my eyes to the book of Jeremiah 10, then Acts 10, verse 25 to 26, and Exodus chapter 20, verse 4 and 5. Knowing that I was wrong in images worship, I knelt down and asked forgiveness from God. I even cried. Then after that, I became spiritually high and kept on reading day and night till dawn. Then I came up to a realization that the Bible is the most important book in the world. I shared the words of God to my old father, to my household helper, and sent letters to my husband because at that time there was no cell phone yet. Eventually, I stopped going to the Catholic Church, but I visited 2 churches, Baptist Church and GIL Church. But I felt dissatisfied because I was looking for something that I didn't know. When my husband arrived, he noticed me, and then he called me crazy because he was worried of me without a definite church. He wanted me to choose either the Baptist or the GIL church. So I knelt down at 2 o'clock dawn saying, "Lord, please forgive me. I forgot to ask from you a church, and I struggled looking for it by myself. Please put me in your true church." In less than 3 weeks, 2 young men or 2 young students from the Adventist University of the Philippines came to my house, Jimel Alboro and Fernie Romero. Unexpectedly, I was a bit arrogant because I regarded the words of God holy and pure. Therefore, they're not for sale. So when Jimel started to offer the set of Bible stories I immediately turned him down by saying, or by pretending to say, I had those books already but left them in Cebu residence. I saw Jimel's patience and humility as he maintained his poise. He humbly asked me to allow him to have a demo with a colorful chart. I was astounded when I saw the colored picture because it exactly matched to the picture formed in my mind as a result of reading the Bible for a few months. It was the second coming picture, as he said. I hid my emotion and did not tell them anything about my spiritual encounter with the Lord. My negative reaction was turned into positive by ordering a set of Bible stories. Jimel explained to me about being or working as colporteurs or literature evangelist, that the purpose was not only to pay for their school expenses, but most of all, a dedicated heart to the Lord's work in saving souls. Jimel and Fernie were instruments used by God in leading me to the right church, and I had asked them to bring me a layman before they left. By Saturday afternoon, Jimel and Fernie came back with the layman Brother Lino Zuniega of Area G, Las Marinas, Cavite Church. I had only one question to him. What makes your church different from the rest of all religions? He replied saying, we are members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, a group of people who keep the Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week, holy, which is Saturday. I continued asking, how sure you are that Saturday is indeed the Sabbath day? He told me to look up the meaning of the word Sabbath and Saturday in a Webster dictionary. It says, Sabbath is the seventh day of the week. Saturday is the seventh day of the week. I was fully convinced to what I have heard and read. Right at this moment, my heart was cleared. This was the thing that I have been looking for, which I didn't know. The Sabbath truth is the mark of the true church, and I was assured by God that the Seventh-day Adventist Church is His true church. The next Saturday, my whole family joined the SDA Church. As I continued reading the Bible hungrily, my children also enjoyed reading the set of Bible stories books delivered by Jimel, and my husband heartily watched all the VCDs of Mark Finley's Discoveries and Prophecies 2000 and Beyond that we also bought from Jimel. After 2 years, I was baptized by the SDA Church pastor together with my father and household helper at the AUP Baptismal Pool. And then 2 years later, my husband and children were baptized at Aya's Church. We all gave glory to God. On some other days, Jimel also testified how did God use him in leading us to the true church. He said he had no intention of dropping by our subdivision, but while he was riding on a jeepney, a spirit moved him to stop by the subdivision, and a friend of mine nearest to the entrance gate mentioned me to him. God's way is indeed amazing. He is truthful when he said, "And you shall seek me and find me, when you shall search for me with all your heart." Colporteurs are the servants of God in sowing seeds door to door in every corner of the world. And praise be the name of the Lord forever. Thank you.